Okay, so, I'm not sure that's what I would have predicted this episode would be about based on how the last one ended. You know? just as a wild...
You didn't see baseball coming?
No, I did not see baseball coming. How even did we get here?
Because lesbian baseball.
Yes. How did we get from, an almost Terminator-like reveal to A League of Their Own, Alien Edition?
I don't know, but I'm glad we did.
I'm just baffled. That's... I'll get to on that, but let's go over what happens. Oh boy. How is my notes for what happens in this long?
Because it's actually fairly detailed. A lot happens in the episode. There's a lot of swings and roundabouts in terms of tone.
Well, in this episode, continuing from last time, I guess, 5 rubies end up appearing from the ship that is presumably looking for Peridot, and everyone decides to hide in the barn. Garnet decides, as a plan, to unfuse in order to disguise herself as one of the rubies, which makes sense, and has to take Steven along to convince them that only humans are around and not any gems, which they were totally convincing at, but not really. Somehow they're able to convince them to play a baseball game against them, decided they'll check the barn where Peridot is or not. That is the plot of this episode. And then it ends up like literally every sports movie plot ever, where at first the gems are doing pretty great, but then, the team is getting distracted by something. And in this case, it's Ruby and Sapphire being too busy blatantly flirting with each other. And eventually Steven has to tell them to focus on the game. And of course, in the last ending, with 2 strikes, Sapphire hits the home run and wins the game.
Yay.
Only for Garnet to then fuse again in the excitement of it all. What? Oops, that plan didn't work out. But even after the rubies form to make a giant ruby and they're about to attack, Peridot runs out and reveals herself. But then they just reveal that they simply wanted to know where Jasper is. And Steven lies and says he's on Neptune, and they leave. Well... What was this?
It was fun. It was proof that the writers that clearly they've decided that every time Ruby and Sapphire get out, the episode has to be gayer than ever before.
Yeah.
Until the day that they're finally allowed on the lips kisses. They got cheek kisses in. And they got cuddles, and they got blatant flirting.
It's so blatant. They literally, I think Lapis just directly calls it out, which is awesome.
Yeah, just straight up says, great, this is how we all die.
We all die through flirting.
Yep. Oh, damn you two, keep it in your fusion.
That's... I need to remember that line. That's great.
It is very cute, because, they obviously aren't out as each other very often anymore, so they don't get... So, you can't really imagine Garnet standing in front of a mirror telling herself dumb, flirty jokes.
That would also be awesome.
That would be amazing.
But yeah, the episode was very, 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 very gay.
Very gay, very funny too, it wound up being. Oh, I did like seeing all the different personalities of the different rubies. Like the one who is such a little sweetie, I love her. I want like a plushie of her or something.
Yes. They were all great. Like one of them was just like I love the leader. I love the one-eyed one who was like this old serious one, and then at the end she's like, thanks. She has like this little raspy voice. That was great. But that is really the thing. Like the episode itself was great, but
and Lapis was great in this episode too because she's so done with her
Lapis. Lapis is done with everything. She's just like, it's actually kind of funny. Like, we're trying to think of like, considering how the Pearl, Amethyst, and Garnet are supposed to be the moms. I actually kind of think of like Lapis is just like this cynical older child, like the cynical older sister to Steven, and like I guess Peridot is just the wacky, like innocent yet ego driven like younger sister.
Lapis is the teenage daughter who's in her emo phase, and Peridot is the attention hungry small child. I mean, she's the right height for it and everything. They all come up with reasonably good fake human names, like, you know, Sapphire.
I love that. That was
Sophie,
great. Steven, Earl, Amy, Bob. Let's choose Bob. That is great. Also, the Ruby team is great. Ruby. That is awesome. So I thought the Log Dead episode had the most consistent great jokes, but this one's really on the same level. It's so many. Oh, Lapis's best line, by the way, was he just like the sort of like cynical yet sort of smirking. This plan sucks.
Yeah, she's very blunt about it.
Like Lapis is just like seems the most aware of the ridiculousness of everything. This is all stupid.
She's like, this is all stupid. Whatever. This is my life now. Let's play baseball, I guess. And Peridot is so offended that they're not there to arrest her.
Though that's actually, I'm surprised they didn't actually play that up a lot more. Because like I did think that was possible, because that is sort of like. That is the joke they were going for like episodes. That she's like, oh, everyone's looking for me. I'm dead. I'm super important because they're looking after me, and then no one cares.
Nobody cares. I'm trying to find out where Jasper's body is.
Yeah, where did Jasper go this time? Apparently they're on Neptune. Okay. Oh, actually, wouldn't it be hilarious if like there's like a warpad where she fell and she's actually on Neptune?
Oh, she would hate
That'd be
it.
great.
That would actually be hilarious after she spent so much time trapped underwater, getting trapped on the planet named after, like, the literal god of the sea.
Yeah, I guess so.
Rest in fucking pieces, Jeff.
That would actually be the best.
I also like that we now have confirmation that Yellow Diamond is Homeworld's military leader. Like, I think pretty much everyone had assumed that anyway, but it's been straight up confirmed now that she's the commander of the armies of Homeworld. And presumably possibly also on her way, but maybe not. Maybe she has just sent the rubies and she's not coming anytime soon.
She's too important to go herself.
Yeah.
They'll probably have to, like, I don't know, if this is like normal anime logic, they'll probably have to defeat, like, she'll probably send like generals, and after they defeat like some of them, then she'll just be had enough and she'll go herself.
Do you think she has a set of generals based around the 4 beast gods?
Maybe.
Like, if it was an anime plot, she absolutely would.
Yes, it would. Yeah, I was thinking like, oh god, what was it? One of the Digimon seasons with like the 4 masters.
I am not familiar with Digimon.
Well, a bunch of anime have done stuff like this.
I mean,
like,
yeah, my first thought is like Yu Yu Hakusho has those 4. Yeah.
That.
And, you know, a lot of anime do, based on those 4 gods. Phoenix, the dragon, the lion, and the turtle. I always just love that lineup. Phoenix, dragon, tiger, turtle.
Turtle.
But yeah, that's the lesbians being adorable on TV. That just makes me happy in my soul that this is a thing that's happening this year.
Yay. And for future years to come.
And they're just following so many cliches about, like, sports movies, especially ones that have a romance subplot. It's like, they're flirting on the bench, it's Ruby's catching when Sapphire's batting, and they're just giggling at each other.
They're quite adorable.
They're so cute! Oh, I'm so happy.
Especially because they're the smallest
Especially when
ones.
they're trying to pump each other up for it. It's like, you have to look at the ball. All I want to look at is you. You can look at me when you're running for home. And I was just a puddle of, oh, at that point. Yeah. I also have to say, I really like the adorable Ruby's response to our Ruby and Sapphire fusing into Garnet. She's like, what a turn of events. I love that kind of movie. She's so cute.
I love the one who was just confused, like, wait, what? He wasn't even looking.
Also at the gag of the movies,
that was
how many movies do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's all good. And Lily be counting 1, 2,
Doesn't
3,
even count
4,
herself.
and then she remembers to count herself 5, and she smokes like she's called them out.
I figured it out. I'm so smart. But yeah, it was great and adorable. Adorable great.
Adore brilliant.
That too. Yeah, to be honest, this is what every animated show should have.
Yeah.
Every anything should just have adorable lesbians being adorable.
Yeah, I approve of adorable lesbians that don't die. It's like my favourite kind of lesbians.
Yay. My favorite characters are the ones that don't die.
You laugh, but there's a running tally going around at the moment of confirmed lesbian and bisexual characters on TV. So at present time, there are 22 still alive against 139 that die. See if I can find the link at some point to shoot you. It's kind of, this is why we're so thirsty. Damn it! The only time we get representation, we die, and it sucks. I mean, and by the way, this is also including lesbians and bi women. So you know. Korra and Asami got a happy ending. That makes it kind of okay.
Right.
Not really.
Actually, one of my main thoughts about this is that this is exactly what one of those weird non-canon anime episodes as OVAs would be about. Let's have all the characters play baseball. Derp derp derp.
Why the hell not?
Like, I think... I immediately think of this one episode of Samurai Champloo that did that for no reason. I think literally, the Americans were invading. The Americans were invading Japan, and they ended up just playing a baseball game.
Yeah, okay, that's that.
It's amazing.
I approve that's a better invasion tactic than atomic bombs, to be fair. I think everyone's on board with baseball instead of bombs.
Yeah. There's some few other good lines. I love how Pearl just calls out, "Oh, honestly, you call everyone a clod."
Yeah, it's like it's not special. You called her a clod, you called me a clod. You call everyone a clod.
I did love that Peridot could so easily just fit in that little box. That was great.
Oh my god, she's so tiny. Just the way she scuttles under the box like a scared kitten.
Also, I love when someone else used the word clod. It's Peridot's just like, that's my word.
It's like, no, you're not allowed. It's mine.
It's mine. It's still a weird episode. I will say that I am glad that they're not looking for Peridot, because that would actually, I would actually be a little more annoyed with this episode if all this was the actual people looking for Peridot and trying to stop her, or if they were actually supposed to be taken remotely seriously. But no, they're just the wacky squad looking for Jasper, which is fine for me because Jasper is a failure. So they fit perfectly.
Yep, failure's looking for a failure. And now we've got room for someone actually sinister to come find Peridot.
Yay.
Which is, it's the Smart Money stolen Yellow Diamond turning out to be a terrifying badass.
I hope it's one of those, things where, they have a general and they only barely able to defeat the general, and it's I only have 10% of the power Yellow Diamond does, and you're like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I love that stuff where it's the super powerful enemy that the characters are barely able to defeat. It's well, I'm a flea compared to the real bad guys.
It's they all better level up. Which of course they do. They just get progressively slightly stronger enemies rather than, you beat one of my guys and I'm going to throw the strongest person I have at them.
Either that or they train in ridiculous circumstances in order to become super powerful quickly.
Where's our Steven Universe training montage? Well, we did have a training montage when Connie was learning to fight with a sword. Came with a lovely original song.
Yeah, well, to be fair, we should have more. If you're going to have so much music in this series, we should have more training montages. I wonder if you think they could pull off a sort of 80s training montage music sort of thing?
I'm glad I wasn't the only one whose brain started singing Eye of the Tiger the second we said training montage. Yeah.
I was thinking more, you're the best around. that would be... I'd love to see That would actually be perfect for like a Garnet song. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Like imagine Garnet training Stevani, and they have this
so
awesome
good.
training song.
I want to
That'd
see
be the
more.
best.
I want to see Stevani fighting because they're made of a swordswoman and a shield dude.
Yes, I have a feeling like the next time they go against like a really tough baddie that almost defeats them, like Stevani will be like the last bit of. Will be the reason they win somehow.
The secret weapon.
Or actually more like they'll do a training with Stevani, and then they'll be the secret weapon after.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Actually think about it, it's kind of interesting how non-episodic this series really is, because, like, think of literally any series growing up like this, there would be, like, you would do the thing where, like, every episode would, like, have a fight, and you would like have the same thing, and like you would be defeated pretty much the same way.
Well, I mean, you talk about older cartoons, and right now, outside of this, I've also been going back and watching Batman the Animated Series, because I never watched it before, and everyone I have ever known is like, this was the greatest cartoon ever made, you must watch it. It's not fine. It is a bit of a cultural education in memes I didn't know were memes, but it is also, almost every episode is very self-contained. In terms of villain is set up, Batman gets beat by villain, Batman figures out secret weapon to defeat villain, Batman defeats villain. It's very self-contained. That, like, there are a few two-part episodes, but they're clearly labeled as just that, two-parters.
Yeah, but that's just kind of how Batman works, really. And
but I mean, it's very symptomatic of 90s style cartoons. It doesn't have many run through plots yet. Like there are a lot of characters that don't appear in most episodes, and there's no indication of whether they're around or not. Like, I mean, in the first season, Robin's in like 2 episodes, and then you don't see him around when he's not actually part of the plot.
Yeah, I was thinking more like certain 90s anime, and especially I was thinking of Power Rangers, where like literally every episode is they fight for a while, then the monster goes big, and they go on the mech and beat it. So like, it is actually interesting how little they do it, and how little they use the fusions, like. Because it isn't like there's like some new monster they have to defeat, and like, oh no, we can't defeat it, let's fuse, and they do that over and over.
Yeah, season 1 could be very episodic in terms of the gems fighting the new monster of the week. But
yeah.
Season 2 got increasingly plot-driven, and Season 3, it's like, they've got shenanigans every week, but there isn't a by the numbers. This week we are fighting this monster thing, and there is a lot of episodes that are focused around the running plot of the Cluster and Yellow Dot and Peridot and Lapis.
They were starting to do this last season, but I do really like how every episode this season so far goes into the next one.
Yeah, and it's, I honestly couldn't say if I had the attention span for this kind of thing as a kid or not. I cannot remember.
I guess I must have, because I watched Dragon Ball Z back in the day.
Oh yeah, I guess.
You had to have patience for Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that's what did I watch for? Oh, actually, I remember following Totally Spies plotlines very closely. So it's it's not impossible for kids to follow this kind of thing, and Rebecca Sugar has shown that she's very aware that she has a fairly extensive adult audience as well.
Wait, do you mean the 500 jokes about online fandoms came from trying to appeal to the online fandom?
I know, right? Shocking.
What a surprise.
You know what I mean? There's stuff like, oh, it's too advanced and complicated for kids, and it's like, it's really not.
Not really. Not for the most part, no. I mean, obviously there's some things in the series kids won't get.
But, when kids don't get it, doesn't mean they're sitting there going, oh, what does that mean? It's just they simply blanket and focus on, the jokes that they do go for.
Yeah. I mean, even when I watched a series and didn't fully get it, if I got it enough and it was, interesting, I'd still like it.
Yeah, well, it's like watching, for example, rewatching Toy Story and suddenly seeing all the dirty jokes between Bo and Woody, and you're just like, how did I never see that before? It's just, you literally don't remember those jokes having been there when you were a kid, because you just skimmed over them for the jokes that you did get. Or the dirty jokes and pantomimes.
One of the first CDs or anything like that I ever listened to was Meatloaf's classic Bat Out of Hell, which had Paradise by the Dashboard Light, and I'll give you a clue that the content of that song is not entirely child-friendly. But still an awesome song regardless, so...
I remember being 8 or 9 years old and singing songs like, oh, God, do you remember that song, Sex Bomb, you're my... Which is so cheesy and dumb, but it just, as a kid, we were all singing it, and probably most of us had no idea what the bloody hell a sex bomb was.
Actually, for that matter, I mean, I grew up in like the late 90s, early 2000s, and listened to a lot of the music that you're not supposed to listen to.
Yeah, but it's not like you're sitting there going, oh, what is this about? Suddenly I know about dirty jokes. And it's like, no, you just sing the song. You have no idea what it's about. You don't care. You're 8 years old.
No.
But I mean, this is the principle that pantomime has worked on for years, is getting in all the filthy jokes they want for the parents in the audience, because the kids aren't going to even notice that they're there.
Yeah.
So, not that Steven Universe has a huge amount of dirty jokes, it's just that, any more serious concepts that are freaking out the adults in the audience aren't scarring kids for life or confusing them out of ever watching the show again. They're just flying over their heads, and the kids are still enjoying what's there that is accessible to them.
Yeah.
It's accessible on multiple levels for multiple age groups, and that's pretty awesome.
Yes, it is.
Plus, it has lesbians. I will literally always approve of this.
Always.